Hey, what's up everybody? Tony here, and as always, just trying to get a little bit better today. And in today's video, we're going to talk quickly about a word that's going to show up a lot, and it's resistance. And resistance, I think, is, well, it's a ton of things, and we can spend a lot of time on it, and we will. But resistance shows up in a lot of ways. And I think more often than not, especially when we're looking to get started or when we're in this learning, onboarding phase of building something, I think resistance shows up most often in the process of learning or in postponing doing things because we think we need to get more intellectual understanding of what's going on, like research more, read more things, take a class. Before we start, we need to make sure that we've examined all the options and have done the necessary learning before we can do it, whatever it is. And it's hard to talk in totally abstracts. And so in the business starting phase, right, in the mode of saying like, well, I have this dream and I want to start a business and I want to do X, Y, or Z, oftentimes people will resist doing the work by learning what you need to do to start a business, studying LLCs and business structure and looking at legal and accounting practices, and that's resistance. Additionally, it's like you want to start your first blog and you think that you need to learn how to write code. Resistance. You think that you need to do everything yourself manually to learn the process. Resistance. I just think, and we talk about it in the blog post that this video is shared on, that there is so many times where the best thing you can do is just like trust an expert. Go to someone who's been there before, who works in that space, and take their advice. And so how do you know when it's time to do it yourself or when it's time to just defer to someone else? And I think it's hard, and there's no clear set rules. But what I think is that when it comes to learning in a book or in a class versus doing, I almost 100% of the time will advise you to just do it. The catch is that whenever possible, when you're starting, you want to play with the lowest stakes possible. And so I talk about it in a video and post on the Donkey's Dilemma, Are You Being an Ass? And saying like, are you painting things incredibly black and white where you can only ever make one choice? If that's the case, that in itself can be a form of resistance. So in this example, it's less are you caught in the middle of two options, choice A or choice B, and more do you need to do it yourself? And I think that more often than not, like, you don't. You can offload work, you can fast track and deflect to other people. And so whenever possible, I am in favor of doing the work. And the earlier you are in the process and in the learning curve, before you get onto the highway, right, and are operating at high speed, you want to see where you can play in low stakes. Like, you want to drive around in a parking lot before you drive on a highway. You want to parallel park with cones before you do it with real cars. And so whenever possible, you want to actually be driving a car. But if you're not confident and comfortable parking with cones, I wouldn't put real cars around you just yet. And I'm going to see about spending some more time on resistance. The short answer here and the point today is that whenever possible, just do it. Because spending time in the things that aren't exactly what it is that you care about is honestly just wasted time 9 times out of 10. And so when in doubt, I say defer to do the action that you're trying to be really, really good at, that you think is the thing that can save the world. And pretty much everything else, defer to butchers. And the curveball, the changeup, is that over time, what you'll find is like what qualifies one butcher as better than the other. And so, I don't know how to code, and I don't care to necessarily ever figure it out. But what I do want to improve on is understanding what makes a great coder, and what makes him better than someone who's just really good. So in the cooking example, spend time preparing steaks, make it tasty, enjoy the process of cooking. You don't need to know necessarily what it means to raise cattle or how to cut the T-bone out, but the best thing you can do over time is identify a good butcher. And so that's the gem today. Silence the noise in your head. That resistance noise is trying to keep you safe. It's trying to do right by you. But what it doesn't know is that there are so many ways to start today and to get quality experience by doing that. Listening to resistance actually isn't serving you. Just spending more time studying and learning and feeling like you've checked the boxes you need to isn't actually serving you. So just get started. And if you need help, let me know. Like, there are people that I follow, people that exist that are just literally there to help you, that can be the butcher and can give you a good cut of meat. So I hope you're having a great time with these videos. I'm really enjoying them. If you like it, please throw a thumbs up, give me some good feedback. I'm going to keep them coming. Please subscribe to the videos, and until next time, be well.